The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom nestled between green forests and sparkling rivers, there was a beautiful princess named Isabella. She was kind-hearted and loved to play near the royal pond in the garden, where lilies bloomed and the air was always fresh. One day, as she played with her golden ball, she accidentally tossed it into the pond. The ball, which was her favorite toy, sank deep into the water, and the princess began to cry. She searched desperately, but the water was too deep to reach. Her tears fell into the pond, and as she sobbed, a voice called out to her. "Why are you so sad, princess?" said the voice. Startled, Isabella looked down and saw a frog sitting on a lily pad. "I've lost my golden ball," she cried, "and I cannot retrieve it." The frog blinked and looked at her kindly. "I can help you," he said, "but only if you promise me something in return." Isabella looked at the frog, puzzled. "What do you want?" The frog's big, round eyes sparkled as he answered. "I want to be your friend. I want to sit at your table, eat from your plate, and sleep on your pillow. If you promise me this, I will dive into the pond and bring you back your golden ball." The princess was taken aback. A frog as a friend? She never thought of such a thing, but she was desperate to have her ball back. So, she agreed. "I promise, I will let you sit at my table, eat with me, and have a place beside me." With that promise made, the frog dived into the water. Moments later, he emerged with the golden ball in his mouth, dropping it gently into Isabella's hands. "Thank you, kind frog," the princess exclaimed, clutching her ball. But as she turned to leave, the frog called after her. "You must keep your promise, Princess Isabella. I will follow you." The princess, feeling uneasy, hurried back to the castle, trying to forget her promise. However, the next evening, as she sat down to dinner, she heard a soft knock at the door. It was the frog, asking to join her at the table. Reluctantly, she let him in, and the frog hopped up to the chair across from her. To her surprise, he was polite and kind, and as the evening passed, the princess found herself enjoying his company. The frog spoke of the world beneath the water, of peaceful days spent in the pond, and even of dreams he once had of becoming something more. The next day, the frog returned and asked to sleep on her pillow. The princess hesitated, but remembered her promise. She placed him gently by her side as she lay in bed. That night, something magical happened. As she drifted to sleep, a strange warmth surrounded the room, and when she awoke, the frog was no longer there. In his place stood a handsome young man with sparkling eyes. He smiled and said, "Thank you for breaking the curse, Princess Isabella. I was once a prince, transformed into a frog by an evil witch. Only a promise made in kindness could break the spell." The princess, astonished and overjoyed, recognized him at once. He was the prince who had once disappeared from the kingdom, lost to an ancient enchantment. The prince and princess soon fell in love, and they were married in a grand celebration. The kingdom rejoiced, for their kindness and courage had brought about a magical transformation, and the promise made long ago had changed both their lives forever. And so, the princess and the prince lived happily ever after, knowing that sometimes kindness and promises can unlock the most wondrous of changes. This retelling keeps the magical and heartfelt elements of the original Frog Prince story while emphasizing the power of kindness and